ES6 classes introduced a more convenient and intuitive syntax for defining objects and dealing with inheritance in JavaScript. They provide a way to create a sort of blueprint for objects, allowing you to define properties and methods that can be shared across multiple instances. For those of you who've worked with object-oriented programming before, this all may sound quite familiar. Let's take a look at the basic syntax. We start with the class keyword, followed by the name of our class. This can be whatever we want. The first item in our class is going to be our class constructor. The constructor is a special method for initializing new objects created within the class. It's called automatically whenever a new instance of the class is created. Next up, we have our class properties. Properties are variables associated with the class instances. They define the state of the objects created from the class. Properties can be defined inside of the class constructor or directly within the class body itself. However, it's important to note that at the time of this recording, defining class properties directly within the class body is still experimental and may not be supported in all JavaScript environments. So be sure to do your research before going in this direction. Last but not least, we have our class methods. Simply put, methods are functions within a class. To better illustrate ES6 classes, let's look at an example. Here we have a person class. This class has two properties, name and age. These properties are defined as part of its constructor and don't have a default value, so they are required upon instantiating this class. We also have a method named greet, which logs out information about the person being created. Let's create a couple of people and see this working. So here we've created two new people, John and Alice, and given them some random details. If we were to log out their greetings, we can see both logs are unique, displaying information specific to that person's person object. Pretty cool, right? Similar to traditional object-oriented programming, ES6 classes also support inheritance, allowing you to create subclasses that inherit properties and methods from a parent class. Let's say we have a new class called student, and this class extends our person class. We've configured a new constructor for our student class, and notice we've added a new parameter called grade. Within our constructor, we use the super keyword to call the constructor of the parent class, then define our student class's grade property. Finally, we create a brand new method called study that simply logs person name is studying along with the grade they received on their last exam. Let's create a new student and give it some random values for name, age, and grade. We'll log out the greet method from the parent class as well as the study method from the student class itself. Let's see what we get. And we get exactly what we would expect. Both strings consist of the specific details provided for the student Tom. We also have our John greet and our Alice greet from above, because those logs were never removed. So we have the John greet, the Alice greet, followed by our Tom greet and our Tom study. Bottom line, folks, ES6 classes provide a more organized and intuitive way to work with object-oriented programming concepts in JavaScript, making code more readable, maintainable, and reusable along the way.